everyone, and welcome back to our 8th online ESL class for the Literacy Council of Highlands. I'm glad to be back with you guys after my summer hiatus. I hope that you're staying safe and busy, and after this brief intro in Spanish, we'll get started. Hola a todos y bienvenidos a nuestra clase de inglés por parte del Literacy Council in Highlands. Me da gusto estar con ustedes de nuevo después de un poco de tiempo de descanso este verano. Espero que se han estado manteniendo ocupados y seguros. Y bueno, comencemos. Alright, before we read the article, let's look at the vocabulary that we will be seeing in the article. I'm going to go over it with you, and then after we read the story, we'll go over the correct answers. Alright, so paragraph 1. Renowned, reputation, premium, resident, bizarre, malfunction, sprinkle. The beliefs or opinions that are generally held about someone or something, a person who lives somewhere permanently or on a long-term basis. C. Scatter or place small drops or particles of something over an object or surface. D. Relating to a product of superior quality and therefore a higher price. E. A failure to operate or work in a normal or satisfactory manner. F. Known or talked about by many people, famous. G. Very strange or unusual, especially so as to cause interest or amusement. Paragraph 2. Fine, reassured, vicinity, crushed, hitch, incident, and banter. H. Said or did something to remove the doubts and fears of someone. I. The area near or surrounding a particular place. J. Playful and friendly of teasing remarks and comments. K. A temporary interruption or problem. L. Forced inwards by pressing with great force. M. Consisting of very, very, very small particles. And N. An event or occurrence. All right, so look over those and then listen for them in the story or article. So now let's read the article titled, It Snowed Chocolate in a Swiss Town together. I'm going to read it out loud, and then if you want to put pause and reread it yourselves out loud, be on the lookout for the words that we just saw in the vocabulary list and see if you can pick them out. All right, let's get started. Switzerland is renowned the world over for the quality of its chocolate. The nation has earned an international reputation for its premium chocolate brands. However, residents in the Swiss town of Olten, near Zurich, got the surprise of their lives earlier this week when it started snowing chocolate. Some locals wondered if the brown dusting was a bizarre consequence of climate change. However, all became clear after the local chocolate manufacturer revealed the brown shower was the result of a malfunction at its factory. The chocolate maker, Lindt, confirmed that a minor defect in its cooling ventilation systems allowed gusty winds to whip up chocolate dust and sprinkle it over the town. Many parts of the town were covered in a fine layer of light brown milk chocolate flavored dust. A representative from Lindt offered to pay for any cleaning services required as a result of the event. To date, no one has asked for help. The spokeswoman reassured people in the vicinity of the factory that crushed cocoa beans are harmless to human health and the environment. She added that factory engineers are currently working on repairing the technical hitch. The cocoa dust incident led to a lot of banter on social media. A Twitter user wrote, "Chocolate snowflakes falling from the sky. Dreams do come true." Another tweeter posted a comment saying, "I'm dreaming of a brown Christmas." I would like it to snow chocolate here in Highlands. We'll see if that happens. Anyways, so put it on pause, reread it, and look for the vocab words. So let's look at this vocabulary matching. Number 1, renown is the letter F, known or talked about by many people. Famous. Reputation, A, the beliefs or opinions that are generally held about someone or something. Premium, relating to a product of superior quality and therefore a higher price. So that's going to be D. 4, resident, a person who lives somewhere permanently or on a long-term basis. 5, bizarre is G, very strange or unusual, especially so as to cause interest or amusement. 6, malfunction is E, a failure to operate or work in a normal or satisfactory manner. And 7, sprinkle is C, scatter or place small drops or particles of something over an object or surface. Let's look at paragraph 2. Fine, that is M, consisting of very, very, very small particles. 9, reassured, said or did something to remove the doubts and fears of someone. 10, vicinity is I, the area near or surrounding a particular place. 11, crushed, forced inwards by pressing with great force. 12, hitch, a temporary interruption or problem. 13, incident, an event or occurrence. And 14, banter, playful and friendly of teasing remarks and comments. So I will post this up in the next slide, and then you guys can have it and sort of double check it yourselves and go back and look in the story for the words and see if they make more sense to you. Okay, let's go on. The history of chocolate. Is there a better subject to study or eat? I don't think so. Anyways, if you want to go to this website, history.com, not only do they have a lot of awesome articles like the ones that you see here, but you can also find this particular article on the history of chocolate. We're going to read the first paragraph together, look at some of the words that maybe you're not familiar with, and at the end, I will post the remainder of the article so that you can sort of go through it and peruse it yourself. All right, the history of chocolate. The history of chocolate can be traced to the ancient Mayans and even earlier to the ancient Olmecs of southern Mexico. The word chocolate may conjure up images of sweet candy bars and luscious truffles, but the chocolate of today is little like the chocolate of the past. Throughout much of history, chocolate was a revered but bitter beverage, not a sweet, edible treat. So some of the words that you might not be familiar with are conjure up. So when you conjure up, it means what do you think about? What comes to your mind when you hear a word? So what comes to your mind when you hear chocolate? And then luscious just means very, very heavily pleasant. It's very delicious. Truffles are a type of chocolate, also a type of food that you can grate over other food, which is very delicious. And then bitter means not sweet. Revered means something that's very important. And edible means able to eat. So we'll go on to the next activity, and like I said, I will post these or the article at the end so you can look over it yourself. Alright, so I just wanted to show you guys really quickly the two pictures of truffles, which was one of the words that we saw in the last paragraph that we read. So this is a chocolate truffle, and these are probably by far my favorite. I do love these type of truffles, but they are very, very, very expensive and not easily found. But anyways, these are the two types of truffles: chocolate truffle and the one that you find underground, which right here it says it's a very expensive fungi that grows beneath oak trees. All right, just thought you guys would like to know in case you didn't. Here are the words that we saw in the article. Just put it on pause and look over them, and we'll go on to the next activity. Okay, this last activity that we will read out loud is the synonym match. I will put the answers to this at the very end. We won't actually go over the answers together, but let's go over them out loud, and hopefully you'll be able to recognize some of these. 1, renowned. 2, earned. 3, residence. 4, bizarre. 5, malfunction. 6, covered. 7, to date. 8, repairing. 9, incident. 10, banter. A, until now. B, fault. C, blanketed. D, merited. E, occurrence. F, peculiar. G, mending. H, famous. I, repartee. And J, synonym. Alright, so like I said, just try to do the match on your own. And a synonym, again, are two words that are different but have the same or similar meaning. And I will post the answers at the very end with all the other information that I'm going to post. Hello guys, that completes our lesson for today. I hope that you learned a new word that you'll be able to incorporate into your vocabulary or words, or maybe you learned something about chocolate that you didn't know before. I put the answers to the synonym match in the next slides, as well as the screenshots from the article that we looked at earlier. Please stay safe and busy, and we'll see you next week. Here is a last little activity if you want to do this and see how well you understood the article. I have posted the answers after this screenshot.